Hello my fitness friends, my name is Natasha. Welcome to a dumbbell workout. Grab some sizing options. I would recommend something lighter for a set, 10, 12, 15s, and then a single heavier dumbbell, 15, 20, 25, 30. I'm going to use 10s and a 15 just so I can talk you through and not totally out of breath. I have a warm-up flow we're going to do body weight starting in tabletop. You can take it down now. And we'll do 4 exercises. We'll repeat those 4, sometimes on the other side on the second round, followed by another set of 4 drills and repeat those. So 8 class drills today. And at the end, we'll do another body weight flow, yoga inspired as a cool down. I'm not gonna use the timer today, so we're gonna go for reps. I am gonna try to match your rights and your lefts, so I'm gonna try and count. But you don't really have to worry about counting unless you want to. You could go for 5 rounds for 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You can always pause the video and do more reps or repeat sections more times. You have so much leeway when you get to do these at home on your own. That being said, gather your props, your dumbbells, water, towel, and meet me in tabletop. Spread your fingers. Turn your elbow crease forward, knees under hips. We're gonna do some circles, just pulling the hips and shoulders forward and around and back, followed by some cat-cow, round, lift, exhale, curl, press into your fingers, squeeze your belly, protract your shoulders, lift head, chest, tailbone. Tuck your toes under, sit back on your feet. You could be in shoes or barefoot, totally up to you. We'll circle our wrists a few times while we're stretching our feet. Blink out your fingers like you're flicking water off your fingers. Open, close, and try to move that faster. This will help your grip strength and protect your wrists by warming up those forearms. Shake out. And do some shoulder shrugs. Circles, little neck release. The feet are starting to get too uncomfortable. You can come up to the top of your knees. Perfect. All right, meet me back in the tabletop. Little sequence here. Spinal balance, right foot back, left arm forward, scoop into the belly. You're gonna take a tuck and grab onto your shin. See if you can round your spine and pull your knee to your nose, still curling your heel to your butt. Now opposite, reach that same hand back for big toe edge for tiger stretch. Gently kicking the toes up, letting the shoulder and the chest open, engaging the back body. Put the left hand down, send that right foot lateral out to the side. And then drop the foot. Rock back and forth a couple of times into this abducted child's pose rock. Turn your kneecap and toes up on the right foot. Linger a little bit on this last one. And we'll end the flow with a thread the needle. Left arm's gonna rise. And we're gonna twist it under. You can stop at the forearm or come all the way down to the side of the shoulder and the head. Your right arm can lift, it can slide behind the back. And just take a breath here as you rotate your gaze up. Fill the belly and soften. All right, walk it back to tabletop. Drag your knee under your hip and start again left side. Left foot out, right arm forward for spinal balance. Scoop into the belly, push the shoulder down. Tuck your knee, grab your shin, knee to nose, curl the spine. Tiger, reach behind your back, grab a hold of the big toe edge of the foot, and gently start to kick the toes up, heart and gaze forward. Right hand down, lateral, left leg out to that fire hydrant, and set it down. We'll rock back and forth from this child's pose and press into the hands and the foot. Lift the toes and kneecap, drop your head. Rock it up. One more time. back and maybe linger, feeling your inner thigh and hamstrings. And as you come back up, your right arm's gonna lift and twist. Coming down either to the forearm or all the way to the shoulder and side of the head. Start to rotate, maybe your left arm lifts and sweeps behind the back. Big breath in and out of the belly like a balloon into the body. Rotate. And I think we're ready. Walk on out, come back to your table. And anything else you want to do, you could take a little down dog stretch to just find some release in the calves and the hamstrings, pedal out, forward fold hangs. And I'm going to talk you through the first few drills just so you have a little preview of what's to come. So I'll pretend I'm holding the dumbbell. We're going to take a clean where you're going to just, or you'll have one dumbbell on this first one, and you could go maybe with your lighter one on the first round, heavier on the second round. So actually, let me show you with the dumbbell. Exercise 1, we're gonna curl the weight in both hands. We're gonna take a twisting lunge, twist, rack, and then step out to the side, lateral, put the weight down, and forward raise, maybe up to the ears. Okay, so we have a rack, lunge, rack, side lunge, forward raise. Just a little preview. All right, the next one, you're going to clean with some power, get under the weight. We're gonna take a very deep squat, kind of pull the hand to the mat and take a push press in a reverse table, rack the weight, pull your shoulders forward, squat to press. All right, and then set the weight down to the hang for the clean. Next one, we have strict pressing. So maybe your lighter dumbbell, bicep curl, rotational press, turn your toes for the windmill. And that windmill just depends on your flexibility. It could be a very small dip or all the way to the ground. And finally, holding both ski swings, momentum powered from your hips. You'll do regular ski swings, and then we'll add some little chest press. Swing, elbows wide, forearms meet. Swing, all right? So we'll kind of set a pattern there. So again, the weight is going to be kind of trial and error. It's okay to be too light. It's okay to go too heavy and then have to put the weight down as well. So just, it should be challenging, but you should be able to keep that nice form and breathe through the exercises. Hopefully you're playing some fun music in the background as well. All right, I'm gonna turn sideways. So rack your weight, little bicep curl, weight by your chest. Step back on the right, step back on the left foot so you can twist to your right. Twisting lunge, rack, side lunge, and then reach forward. Step it in, rack, twisting lunge, pull it in, side lower, forward raise. Get the sequence down. Curl the weight, step back into a twisting lunge. Curl the weight, step into a side lunge, forward raise. Do we have the sequence? Rack the weight, twisting lunge, rack. Push the weight towards the left toes, forward raise. Couple more. Rack the weight, twisting lunge, rack, side lunge and lower, forward raise in front of you. Come back in. We don't have to worry about the timer, which is nice. You can kind of slow things down and just get the movement, not worry about racing through. And it's also a good place to challenge your weight size since we aren't really worrying about trying to get those reps in. So you could go heavier with slower movements. And if you aren't doing exactly the same thing, that's always okay. Rack, last one. Twisting lunge, rack. Side lunge to forward raise. Step it in. Okay, take a little moment. You can set that down. You can walk, your heart rate might be a little bit up there. You can always take a sip of water on those breaks as well. Going into our second exercise, you might go heavier, but again, just listen to your body. I'm gonna take my rings off if you're wearing rings, and the weights bother them, you might do that too. Okay, here we go. Remember, we are doing a clean. This time you have power in the movement. So it's a pop to the shoulder, and you can use the power of your hips. All the way down to a yogi squat. Walk your hand to the ground. It might be an inch or two, kind of fall at the bottom of it. Push, press, and reverse table. Squeeze your glutes. Bring your hips down. Rock into the feet, and then drive it up. So again, you have a little power with the lower body, which is why I suggested maybe you go heavier. Let's do 5 more. Clean to the right shoulder. Squat, reach back, thrust your hips as you press your arm over your shoulder. Hover, push into those feet, and then drive your push press. So it's a pretty deep squat. Listen to your body. If your ankle mobility doesn't allow you to get into a low squat, maybe you try this without weight. Rack, deep squat, reach for the ground, press. Deep squat into a squat push press. All right, halfway there on this one. Clean, deep squat, reach back. Table, push into those glutes. Rock. The more you can rock your shoulders forward, the lighter your backside will be. All right, 2 more. Going for 6 on this one. Curl. I think we did closer to 8 last time on the first exercise. So we'll try to match that. Get into those feet, into your press. Whew, this one's tough with the heavier dumbbell. 1 more. Rack. Deep squat, reverse table, press. Rack, squat to push press. Okay. All right. Take a little moment. Shake out those hands. We are doing strict pressing on this one, meaning no momentum, no power, help from the lower body. So maybe your lighter dumbbell. And you will want to be able to hold the dumbbell over the shoulder. So yeah, I would say lighter. So I'm going to go to my left hand this time, so that kind of not overly fatiguing the right shoulder on this one. So we're going to take our curl, rotate the palms forward, hand over the shoulder, bicep by ear, turn the toes out, and then your windmill side body stack and rise. Rotate palm in. Slow the bicep curl on the way down. So pretty easy, not too much to think about. Just curl, press, rotate your toes away from the dumbbell, and then stack and side body, lean and stand. Take your time on this one. More time under tension makes it a little more challenging. We have the curl, rotate palm forward, turn toes out, and then side dip, only to where your hamstrings allow. Palm in, slow curl down. Halfway there, 3 more. You could move a little quicker. You get to decide. Slow on the curls. Curl, press, turn your toes, stack your shoulders, side bend, rotate in, curl down. 1 more. Curl, rotational press, windmill, side bend, pull the palm towards your shoulder, and then slowly lower down. You got it. Okay, now we get to pick up our second dumbbell, that lighter pair. Maybe something around a 10 or a 15, unless you're newer to exercising. Lighter is always okay too. Right, so on the swing, it's our hips that thrust the energy forward. It's the hinge to the thrust. And you don't need to bend over a lot, maybe 45 degrees. Get a little swing going. Rock your hips back and forward. Since this one's a lot of just power from the hips, you could challenge that weight size. I don't have a lot of room here, but I'm gonna try to do some now where I pull the elbows out, together, and apart. Swing to that goal post, chest press. And you could set a pattern. Let's try 4 and 4. 4 swings. 4 with the chest press. In, out, swing. Be careful, you come on the outside of your thighs. We're not gonna hit ourselves. One more. And then let's try one of each. 1 swing, 1 swing to chest press. One more. Swing, swing, close, open. Okay, set that down. A little bit of a longer break, some stretching, anything that feels tight, shoulders, chest, neck, or hamstrings, or some cat-cow, or all of the above. Also a good time to get a sip of water. Okay, I think the only one that takes a little bit of thought is that first one, since you need to rack. Well, this time we'll step the right foot back, twist to the left, rack, then lateral. The weight goes down so you can press it forward and up, step in and rack again, all right? So I used my lighter. I'm gonna stick with that again. And then next time you do it, maybe load up a little more. All right, I'm trying to figure out. I'm in such a tight space, as usual. All right, so space behind you and space to the side of you. We rack the weight at the chest, holding your weight in both hands. So your right foot steps back and you twist to the left, tap it in, rack, lateral, forward raise. Step it in and rack the weight. It's almost like a little bicep curl there, but it's light because you're holding the weight in both legs. So we twist to the left, rack. We set the weight down, side lunge, forward raise. All right, get that sequence. It might take a little bit of thought and practice, and you can always change it up if it does seem too confusing. So we have curl, twisting lunge, curl, lateral lunge, to forward raise. Step it in, rack, twist, rack, side lunge, forward raise. Step it in, rack, twist. So we did more of these, closer to 8 or 10. We're gonna try to match that. Not gonna lie, I am just guessing. Let's do 2 more. Twist, side lunge, forward raise. Core has to turn on there. Twisting lunge, rack, side, forward raise, step it together. Okay, take a little break. I went with my heavier one on this next one. And we did 6 of the next 2 exercises. A little bit of a break, walk around, catch your breath. I went with a heavier weight because we can use the power of our hips for the cleans and the push press. Even when you are going to the reverse table, you can kind of thrust the hips up to assist the push press. Okay, here we go. Heavier, maybe. Left hand if you're working the same rights and lefts as me. We clean to the shoulder. Now, the hardest part here is that deep squat and then reach back. If you need to sit, reach back and then press, and sit and then pull into your squat to press. You can always kind of change it up to make it work. All right, so 5 more. Clean. Deep squat, hand down, hips up, press. Rock into your feet, and then into the squat press, standing. Weight down, clean. Sit, reverse table, press, squeeze your butt. Come back to your feet, driving press. Halfway there. Here we go. Clean. Deep squat to reverse table. Press into your feet, driving press. Feel free to slow things down if this feels too fast for you. Squat. Reach back, press, squeeze your butt into your feet, squat to press. Little break, one more. Clean, deep squat, reach back, push, press. Come into those feet, squat, push, press. Oh, yeah. All right, little break. Heart rate is up there if you are using a heavy, challenging dumbbell and you're pushing your pacing a little bit. I went with the lighter dumbbell on this one and went back to the right side, alternating that to not fatigue the shoulder too much. All right, so bicep curl with me, palm in, rotational push press, palm forward, turn your toes to the left, punch that right arm up as you dip into your side bend, your depth. Good. Pull it down and then bicep curl down. So go out the way we went in. Curl slow. Rotational press. Turn your toes. Stack your shoulders. Push your hips away. Gaze up. Now pull the palm in and lower down. Third one. Curl. Rotational press. Use your lats to punch your shoulder up. Side bend. Don't let that elbow get droopy or slouchy. Rotate palm in. Elbow to ribs or hip. Slow down. Three more. Curl. You could pick up a little bit of pacing. Side bend. Pull palm towards shoulder. Lower your curl. Two more. Curl. Twist. Push press. Side bend. Rotational pull down. Bicep. Last one. Curl. Push press. Windmill. Pull and lower. Beautiful. Last drill here on this first round. Pick up your matching dumbbell and we have those swings. We're gonna keep going sets of 4 now that we know what's coming, sets of 2, and then alternating singles with the swing to chest press. Do we have it? Meet me there. Here we go. Hike it back, push. 4, 3, 2, 1. To the elbows wide, narrow, wide swing. Side of your body. Be careful you're going wide enough. You're not going to hit the weights into your legs. Squeeze your core. Now we go to doubles, 2 regular ski swing, right in front of your shoulder or 45 up, to your 2 chest presses. Oh, heart rate's climbing. 1 of each. Swing, swing to press. 1 more. Swing, swing to press. Squeeze your glutes and your belly. Rest. Whew. Okay. However you want to recover. Do you want to stretch your wrists out? Walk around the room if your heart rate's too high for you to have a conversation. Drink some water. Release any of those tight spots. I'm going to talk you through the next 4 while you're recovering, stretching, maybe jumping rope, jumping jacks if you want to keep that intensity up there. Okay, so another bit of thinking on this one. We're going to take a 1-legged clean to press. So balance, clean, press. Then you're going to lunge and put the weight down, and you're going to snatch it while you're hovering your lunge, and then come back to the knee. A little bit of thinking, kind of like the first one on the first round. Then lay on your back, some bridge chest presses, some glute squeezes, and some abdominal rolls. I'll just talk you through. Nothing you really need to learn before, see before. Third exercise, we have kneeling tricep presses. We have hinging forward, lateral raises. And then we have hinging backwards, forward raises. You have the option to hold one dumbbell, pass it side to side, or have both if you have that lighter set, or play around and switch from the first to the second. Also on the way back on these hinges, if you'd like, you could hinge back for the quads and then forward raise, or you could do them at the same time. Lots of leeway. On the last one, we're gonna do some plank, pulling one arm back and forth, and you're gonna lower to your forearm, and you're gonna snatch the dumbbell up. So I would say, have your heavier one on the movement in the plank, and then your lighter one outside to snatch. And I'll set you up when we get there. Okay, so I'm gonna go with my heavier one on this first one because these are powerful moves, the clean and the press and the snatch. However, since we are balancing on one leg, you don't have as much power in this clean to press. So see what you got for me. Right, take your right knee up, balance. You could still do a little hinge into the clean, and you could still do a little pop into the press. Now step back into your lunge, pull the palm towards your body. Keep your knee low, but not grounded unless you need to for the snatch. Step it back in, reset, okay? Did you do that one with me? 5 more. Right knee, clean, press. Step back for the lunge, prepare, palm in, pop the weight up for the snatch. That's right over the head, over the shoulder with power. 4 more. Clean, press, lunge, palm in, pop the weight up, keeping your back knee hovering. Oh, 3 more, this is tough. You can always downsize as well. One-legged clean press. Put the weight down as you hover your lunge. Clean. Oh, don't let that weight take you down. Also, you could put the back knee down if you need to. 2 more. Balance, clean, press, lunge, snatch. Last one. Oh, clean, press, lunge, snatch. Okay, I have to put my knee down on the last one. That's tough. Rest, water, circle your wrist and your shoulder. Come on down to your back. You will want your matching set. We're gonna do 3 different moves. We'll do that same pattern of 4 of each, 2 of each, 1, move on. Put your dumbbells on your hips for the bridge thrust. Hips up, squeeze your butt, hamstrings, inner thighs. 4, 3, pause at the top. 2, 1. Now keep your hips up, pull your elbows out. 4 chest presses. Ribs down, hips up. 2, and 1. Good, now pull your palms to your chest, lower your hips. Maybe pull your feet a little bit further in front of you for abdominal crunches or all the way up and down. There's 4, here's 3, 2, and 1. Put the weights on your hips, start again. Bridge up, down, up, down. Now hold the hips up, elbows out, squeeze it up, lower it down, squeeze it up, lower it down, push it up, lower your weights to your belly and your hips land, feet a little further away. Let's go up. 3, 2, and 1. So essentially we're doing 4, 3, 2s. Now everything in 2s. Weights on your hips. Up 1, up 2, hold. Elbows out, palms forward. 2, chest press. 1, Pull your weights to your chest and belly, lower your hips, maybe walk your feet a little bit away, 2, and curl 1. Okay, moving into that kneeling position. If you have sensitive knees and want to do this standing, you're more than welcome to, or you could pad up your knees with a blanket, towel, pillow, whatever. All right, release your wrists. So I'm gonna do this with 1 dumbbell to start and then kind of see how I feel, maybe add that second one in. Meet me here on the top of the knees, elbows up high, biceps by ears. We're taking the tricep presses. Squeeze the back of the arms, lower. Squeeze the back of the arms, lower. Up, down, up, down. Now pull the weight in front of you and hinge your chest above the mat. We'll take lateral raises. You could put a set of fingers down for a little support, or you could just try to balance and lateral raise, maybe arm out, arm out. Whew. Arm side, okay? Now on your hinge, you have those options. You could hinge back for the quads, forward raise for the shoulders, or you could do it together. Lean back, pull forward, or one of each. Take it back, squeeze your core and your quads, take it up. I think I like that one better. So we get to focus on the quads and the belly, and then shoulders. One more. Hinge back, raise it up. Take a moment. We'll just do everything that one more time in 4s, and then we'll repeat the round. Almost done. Little break. Decide if maybe you want to grab your heavier, or maybe you want to try both of your dumbbells there. See what we got. You can still alternate even if you're holding the 2 on the lateral raise. So meet me up for the triceps. Start with the bent elbows upward. Here we go. 4. Focus on the back of the arms. 3, 2, 1. Now pull the dumbbells forward. Hinge your butt back and your chest forward. Lateral, side to side. Out. Hover or put it down. Side. All right, now on the back, hinge back this time. Forward raise. Much harder with 2. Hinge back. You could still alternate though. Forward raise. Hinge back, squeeze the belly. Forward raise. Maybe both again. Back. And forward raise. Oh, okay, last move. So here's the suggestion. We take the heavier dumbbell under your right arm with the lighter one just outside, so we can switch when we lower to the forearm. Meet me in a plank. Your right arm is going to take the heavier dumbbell and move it from side to side. If you're on a yoga mat, maybe aim for going outside the mat. 3, and here's the last one. 4. Good. Now, come down to the left forearm and switch the weights. You're gonna pop the lighter one over and tap the ground. 4, 3, 2, 1. And reset. You can come on down and let that go. We'll do that one more time with the same side, and then we'll switch on the other one. So if you want to take a moment to stretch your wrists and set that up again, lighter, heavier, meet me in your plank. All right, just for fun, give me a push-up or 2. 1, 2, here we go. 4, 3, as far to the sides as you can. 2, 1. You could kind of get rid of that one or keep it close by. Switch hands. 4, snatch it up. 3, 2, 1. Okay, come on down. child's pose or kneeling, relax a little bit before we do our last side, second time. How do we say this? Second round, second time. All right, water break. Make those decisions, trying to match your dumbbell. Remember, we're doing the one-legged clean press. Then you're gonna hover your lunge and snatch and stand. I went heavier on this one, so I gotta match it. We're doing 6 of them. This one's pretty tricky. Don't let the dumbbell take you down, more core. Make sure to relax your shoulder and your neck a little bit. Some sweeps and neck rolls. Okay, here we go. Finish this up. The only one that switched sides is this first one. So if you want to challenge, switch weight size in the next 3, you are more than welcome to. Here we go. Just match what you did on the first round. All right, so I have my 15. We're gonna take a balance on the right foot, left knee up, left clean. You can still use a little bit of power. Then step back, drop the weight, palm towards you. Don't drop the knee if you can, and then snatch it up and come on up to the balance. All right, 5 more. Clean, driving press, hovering lunge, snatch down, low balance or step in first. Clean, press, lunge, snatch. Halfway there if you're working with me. Clean, press, lunge, snatch. Whew. Bring it on in. 2 more. I've got a wall to cheat on this side. And low lunge, clean. 1 more. Whew, this is a good one. Full body. We breathing. Oh, okay. You have your pair now. Come on down to your back. Whew. Take your dumbbells on your hips. We'll do the same sequence, 4 of each, 3 of each. I think that's what we did. Did we do 2? 4, 3, 2. Okay, here we go. Hips up, 4. Thrust and squeeze. 3, 2, 1. Hold it there. Elbows wide, palms forward. 4 chest presses. 3, against gravity. 2, 1. Lower your hips. Pull the belly, the weights to your belly. Walk your feet a little further away so you have space to crunch and curl in. 3, 2, 1. Reset. Keep the weights on your hips. Thrust it up. 4, 3. 3, 2, 1. Pull the weights out. Keep the hips up. 3, 2. Of course, you could do more or less. 1. Doesn't really matter since it's not going to be different. We're holding matching weights in each hand. We got 3s, and then here's 2s if you are following my sequence. 2, 1. Stay up, elbows out. 2, and 1. Hips down, weights towards belly, feet a little wider. 2, and 1. Let's hold a low boat on this one. Hold for 4, isometric. Hold for 3. Feel the shakes. 2, and 1. All right, lighter dumbbell outside, heavier dumbbell inside. Left hand does the moving in your plank. This is it. Then we get to do our final little yoga flow to cool down together. Prepare those wrists. If you have a yoga mat, you could try to move your dumbbell in the same hand, just on the outside edges of your mat. All right, meet me here. You can start in a regular plank and then pick up the dumbbell in your left hand and start to move it side. 4. Each side is 1, 3. Try to keep your hips square. 2, belly tight, 1. Then lower to the right forearm. You can pull the weight in or away from you and then switch to the lighter one, possibly. 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, you can come down and take a moment. And we'll do that again. Maybe add some push-ups first if you don't need the break. Do a set of 10 push-ups, or less, or more. You get to just make all these decisions. All right, set yourself up. How about 3 with me? 3, 2, 1. Left hand out and over. 4, over 3, or under, out. 1 more. Move that weight. Come on down to forearm, popping side forearm, plank snatch. Give me 4. There's 2 for me, and 1. We did it. Come down to a forearm plank, isometric hold. 4. Push the shoulders, tuck your tailbone. 3. Squeeze your belly, squeeze your quads. 2. Oh yeah, feel the burn. 1. Sphinx. Move your weights out of your way. Nice deep breathing. Here we go. Hands by chest. We'll lift to upward facing dog. You could tuck your toes under, stretch the feet as well. Up dog, shoulders down, heart through. Down dog. Pedal your down dog. Press into those fingers. Good. And just for fun, before we hit that flow, we're gonna tap the knees to the ground. You're gonna rock your hip belly towards your thighs, and you're gonna try to tuck the knees into a donkey kick tap jump. Tap your knees, knees to chest. Tap your knees, knees tuck in. Tap your knees, hands down, tuck. One more, tap your knees. Can you hold this one? Me either. Sometimes I can though. All right, meet me at the top of your mat. Ooh, last little flow. We're gonna take a figure 4. Right foot crosses over left thigh. Sit into your chair, just feeling the stretch of your outer hip, outer glute. Trying to find some balance and ease. Moving into a half moon. Unwrap, push back, and hover. Stack your shoulders, ribs, and hips. Twisting lunge, other way. Take your right toes down, left hand down, left arm up. Hug the knee in while pulling the hip away. Space between ribs and hip. Other side again, side angle. Wrap your left forearm on your quads. Spin your right heel out. Side angle. Find your depth and your breath. And finally, goddess. Lift and turn your right back toes out, knees out, and stretch here. Bring your hands to your thighs. Sink a little bit, let your shoulders raise. Back to active, and back home. That's our flow. We'll do it on the other side. Slow again, and then one time quickly. Left ankle crosses over right thigh. Sit in your chair. Feel your hip, your glutes. Feel that rotation. Only sit as far as it feels safe for your body. We got some early fireworks. Hopefully you can't hear that. Been getting a lot of those lately as it gets closer to 4th of July. All right, unravel, half moon, active. So don't worry about reaching to the ground. Try to pull your arms apart, try to stack. You don't have to raise the gaze. You can keep the knee soft. Step back forward for twisting lunge. Left toes, left hand, right up. Make space between your hip and your rib by pulling your knee to the midline and your hip away. Gaze can be up, back knee pretty straight. Right forearm, right quad, spin the left heel out. Reach your arm up and over. Little modified side angle, maybe widen your stance, connect to the breath. Lift and open up your back knee and toes. Goddess. Active, slouchy. Pull your knees apart, let your shoulders lift, sink low. Active. Tuck your tailbone, root, and step it forward. All right, we're gonna flow that out a little quicker. Quick sip of water if you need. All right, let's try to do one breath, one move, and call it a wrap. Here we go. Give me a one-legged Tadasana, inhale up. Figure four, cross your ankle, sit. Half moon, open, stack. One breath, ooh. Step back lunge, right hand down, left arm up, twist. Other side, left forearm on quad, spin it out, side angle. If you want to make it harder, tuck your tailbone, active side angle, both arms reach. Raise and find your goddess. Slouch and twist, right shoulder, left shoulder, center, active, step forward. Left foot, inhale, one-legged Tadasana. Figure four, cross and sit. Breath. Unravel, half moon. Breath. Step back, twisting lunge. Left hand down, left foot down, right arm up. Breath. Side angle, right forearm on quad, spin your heel out, left arm overhead. Both arms overhead. Goddess, open your back knee and toe. Slouch, drop one shoulder and the other. Twisty, come back, activate, step home. All right, inhale, arms up. Push your hips forward, squeeze your butt, open up your chest. Cactus, standing back bend to a bow. Bend your knees, flush. Back bend, squeeze your glutes, press into your toes. Neutral, flush. Last one, open, neutral, bow. Whew. How did you do? Let me know. Drop a blue heart in the comments. I will thank you personally. Let me know how it went. Comment, share, like, subscribe, maybe become a member. Get the classes first. Thank you so much. See you next time. Bye.